Hi there, I'm Dr. Francesca Zampollo, and my campaign against plastic within food design, food product design, and food packaging design specifically continues. In this video, I want to show you another example of a true Earth paradise that is not a paradise anymore. This is theatlantic.com. A remote paradise island is now a plastic junkyard. Henderson Island, we're talking about Henderson Island, is about the most remote place you can visit without leaving the planet. It sits squarely in the middle of the South Pacific, 3,500 miles from New Zealand in one direction and another 3,500 miles from South America in the other. To get there, Jennifer Levers had to fly from Tasmania to Tahiti, catch a small once-a-week plane to the Gambier Island, join a freight ship that had already sailed for 10 days from New Zealand, and ask it to change course for Henderson. No ship travels there unless you specifically ask to it. I want to show you where Henderson is. So this is Henderson Island. And if you just zoom out, we can have a sense of where in the world it is. It's tiny, French Polynesia on the left, right? So it's a teeny tiny island in the middle of nowhere, and yet this is how it looks like. I want to read you a couple of lines from these articles to really have a sense. At her landing site, her team immediately came across a truck tire, so large and deeply buried that they couldn't move it. That was a warning, she said. It got worse and worse. There's an area that we call the garbage patch, where you can't put your foot down without stepping on a plastic cup. Henderson should be pristine. It's inhabited. Tourists don't go there. There's no one around to drop any litter. The whole place was declared a World Heritage Site by the United Nations in 1988. The nearest settlement is 71 miles away and has just 40 people in it. So there shouldn't be rubbish in it at all. And what I want to show you actually is that even though this is probably one of the most remote islands in the world, Google Earth has been there. So you can drop your Google Earth yellow man, and we can actually have a look at the beach ourselves. Isn't this amazing? And we can walk through, and as soon as you look in this direction, you start seeing blue stuff. So this is a plastic basket or something. There are even crabs that have started using plastic cups at their little houses. Levers, a researcher at the University of Hobart, has been documenting the extent of plastic pollution on the world's far-flung island for years. She arrived in 2015 and she spent 3 months counting the junk in the island. On those beaches, the team ended up finding more than 53,000 pieces of human-made debris. Every square meters of Henderson's beaches have between 20 and 670 pieces of plastic on the surface, and between 50 and 4,500 pieces buried in the topmost 10 centimeters. And this is, I think, interesting because it reminds us that it's not just the plastic that we see, it's also the plastic under the sand. Also, the junk keeps on coming. Levers estimates that every day at least 3,750 fresh pieces of litter wash up on the island's North Beach. The last piece that I wanted to read you is this. She traced the items to 24 different countries from every continent except Antarctica, thank God. that told us that no country is more or less to blame for this. Once stuff is in the ocean, the currents really bring it anywhere in the world. So for Henderson, for this island, cleanup is not an option, she says. It's too hard to get there, it's too hard to live on. The only way to stop this problem is to cut the plastic off at its source. Its source are us, me and you, as consumers, buying plastic every day or choosing not to. And as food designers, even more at the source, because we have the power of putting plastic stuff into the world or not. We have the power to educate consumers on what to do with the plastic before and after consumption, so choosing whether to buy it or not and how to dispose of it. And we have the power to actually stop using plastic in our designs. The reason why I wanted to show you this video is because it's such a mind-blowing example of the extent of the damage that we have done in 50-60 years that we have been using plastic, making stuff with plastic and throwing it away. 50-60 years really, not more. So much so that now one of the most remote places on planet Earth is completely littered with plastic, with waste and plastic. With this series of videos, I want to open our eyes. I want us to see and to be aware of what's going on, so that we, food designers who have the power to make change, to design for change, will be able to prevent this from getting worse. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and colleagues, because I really want us to start a discussion. So let me know in the comments below what you think, what you have seen happening that is worth noticing and that I can maybe share on this channel for us with our food design community. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you click on the bell icon, you will receive notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos 3 times a week, usually. Thank you for watching this video. Have a lovely day and happy food design.